Well, good Wednesday morning. It's about 10 to 8. Winds were gusting like crazy all night. I got up about 2 hours ago. It's what I call nature. And at that time the tarp was at that time the tarp was flopping like crazy. A lot of the taut lines weren't taut anymore, so I went and I fixed that, tightened up the lines. Thankfully it was still standing, the stakes were still on the ground, etc. So very quickly tightened up all the lines. The last gust, it was flapping again, so I think something let loose. There's a couple of trees that are rubbing against each other out here, which were kind of annoying all night. I thought it was something with my tent to start with, but when I was outside, I realized it was two trees rubbing together. Anyway, tried to turn the phone on to figure out, find out what time or what the temperature was. And it went all crazy on me and then went dead. But it said only had about 18% charge on the battery, and I'm sure the battery is being affected by the temperatures, which aren't all that cold, but still. It did say 39 degrees when I first powered it on, so I don't know if that's what it is or not. So anyway, gotta get up now. Was thinking I'd have to have a cold breakfast this morning, as I wouldn't be able to use the stove, but the winds have died down a lot, although I thought they were supposed to get stronger today. Maybe this is just the lull, the morning lull. So anyway, I'm gonna get up, either have a cold breakfast or a hot breakfast, all depends, and then get on with my day. Geese, trumpeter swans, sandhill cranes all calling at once. I don't know if you could hear the sandhills. They weren't, a little bit further out enough distance. As you can see, I'm in my car, getting ready to go into town, get some gas, go down and check out the church, and then figure out what I'm going to do from there. The clouds have got some structure to them, so it's not a total washout. Oh, that wind is horrible today. Actually, it's kind of calmed down now. Took forever to heat up water for my breakfast. I finally had breakfast about 10 o'clock and had to actually stand on the windward side of the stove to protect it, to get the so it would actually heat up, and even then it took forever. So in the meantime, I started the car, got my battery charger charging up, got my phone charging up. Might be time for a new battery for the phone. It's taken forever to charge up, and it's definitely draining fast. I know the temperature has something to do with that, but even so, it's going a lot faster than what it used to. So I might have to get another battery for my phone. Anyway, like I said, I'm all set, ready to go into town. It's now almost 10:30. Go and grab some gas. Sorry I haven't been filming much today, but would have been a lot of wind noise anyway. Here's a map of the park. Let's see now. The main entrance to the park is up here on the north side. Right there. Pelican Rapids is off to the northwest there. But this road comes in, and it's kind of hard to follow on this map, but it kind of winds down around. This is the campground where I am staying. Down here is the campground I was going to try to get into. Now, so anyway, in order to, there's a church. Let me see if I can get to that. There's a church down here at the southern end of the park. Right there. And there's a road there's another entrance to the south of that. And so, in order to get to the church, you know, there's no road from the camping area of the park down to that church. So in order to get to the church, you actually have to exit the park and go around and down and approach it from the bottom. So anyway, the church is supposed to be, I'm not sure, I should look up and see how long the church has been there, but you know, it's an old church. It's supposed to be interesting. So that's where I think I'm going to go. On my way out of the park, I came across a couple of swans in a pond right by the road, so I spent some time filming and photographing them. Finding my way to the church, took a few photos, had lunch, and then started making my way back to the north entrance to the park. I noticed signs to a place called Phelps Mill and decided to check it out. Although a bit more of a drive than I anticipated, it was well worth it. Returning to the park, I went in search of other photo ops, even though the light was not very conducive. I also took a short hike out to the campground where I was originally planning to camp, before returning to my own campsite in time for supper. Supper tonight is a pasta side, Parmesan, fettuccine and spinach pasta in a Parmesan sauce flavored, Parmesan cheese flavored sauce. I'm going to do ground pork with that tonight. Pretty much the same thing, same stuff that I've been having. Okay, after this morning's fiasco with my oatmeal, with taking forever for the water to boil, I decided to set up a windscreen. I took my little blue pad and put 3 stakes this side of it, and another stake this side of it so it wouldn't flop over this way. And it's just high enough that it was keeping the wind off the top of the stove. So things went a lot faster with that windscreen this afternoon or this evening. So yeah, glad I did that. I should have put the pad the other way up so it stuck up higher, but it worked. In fact, it almost worked too well, because while I was telling you what I was having for supper, I had the water on to boil, and it actually boiled over while I was talking. Oh, it's been a cold one today. That wind blowing. Temperature's been slowly falling from, I have about 39 this morning. Last I looked, it was down to about 35 or so. But of course the wind chill has just been horrendous with that wind, especially the gusts that we've been getting. So I'm ready to dig in now. Looks and smells good. Good. And of course with the pork, I did what I did with the hamburger. Cooked it at home ahead of time. And so it was ready to cook, or ready to just heat up with the pasta. Works out well, real well. Between bites here, I'll fill you in on what else I did today. Went into town first of all and got gas. Expensive gas. Then I went down and found the Maplewood Church. I took a couple of pictures there. Stopped and had lunch. Tuna fish salad wrap for lunch. And I started taking a different way back to the park just to see a little bit different scenery. And I noticed a sign pointing to Phelps Mill. So I followed the signs. They took me a lot further than I thought they were going to do, but it was well worth the drive. A very, very nice mill and a very nice setting. So got some photos around there. And then I continued back towards the park. Of course, it took me quite a while at the mill, taking the photos and such. Then I continued coming in from the east side of the park and stopped at the ranger station for water. I didn't bother picking up wood. I think I'm going to have plenty of for tonight, and I'm probably leaving tomorrow, but that's story for later. And I decided to check out the campground that I was originally planning on going to until I found out that it wasn't open. So I hiked in there, and it was a good hike in, and it was up and down hills, so it would have taken me a while to drag my toboggan, especially since I probably would have taken 2 loads to get there. Get it all in. And then I would have been running back and forth whenever I wanted to go back to the car for whatever. So all in all, I think it was okay that I ended up here. The campsite I would have chosen over there would have been a lot more protected from this wind that we have today. Also didn't have as much melting going on, so wouldn't have been so muddy as this place is. Of course, the biggest problem with the mud is, wouldn't you know it, because my fingers are cold today. Seem to be dropping everything in the bud. Well, like I said, it would have been a haul to get in there, and even more of a haul to get out of there tomorrow, or get out of there whenever, because the trail is not, or the road going in is not snow covered anymore. So there would have been bare patches to drag the toboggan across. So I don't know, this place worked out okay, except for just wish it wasn't so wet and muddy. It's just horrible. After exploring the campground a little bit, I went back around looking for wildlife. Saw a hawk. I'm not sure what kind. I'm not up on my hawks. Might have been a Cooper's or a sharp shin. Got a couple of mediocre pictures of it. Of course, this cloud cover didn't help anything. Did a little bit more walking, different places. Spotted a beaver. Too far away for any good photos of that. And came back here and started setting up for supper. So now you're all caught up on my busy day. Busy day. Given the weather conditions, especially with that wind, it was good to be spending most of the time in the car, where it's nice and warm. Got my phone charged up, got my battery charger charged up, power pack, whatever you want to call it. So, got a few pictures, because I wasn't sure how long it was going to take to boil water tonight. I got started a little bit earlier, so I'm having supper early. But I can have a fire earlier too, and then yeah, and then maybe get to bed earlier too. I've got basically 2 bundles of wood to burn up. I don't know if I said earlier, but now they're predicting snow for tomorrow night. Not quite so nice a day either tomorrow. They were saying mostly sunny, now they're saying partly cloudy. The symbol they're using is the same symbol they use for today's mostly cloudy. So anyway, it is supposed to get up to about 38 tomorrow after a low tonight of about 18. So it's going to be a chilly one tonight. But then tomorrow night, there's like a 60 or 70% chance of snow after midnight, up to an inch. And then Friday itself isn't looking all that promising. It's supposed to be mostly cloudy, cool, high in the low 20s, something like that. So what I'm strongly considering doing, unless that forecast changes drastically, which we've seen happen before, but what I'm strongly considering doing is getting out and about first thing in the morning tomorrow, or for the morning tomorrow, and then sometime in the afternoon, maybe about 1 or 2 o'clock-ish, start tearing camp down. By then it should be in the upper 30s, so I mean, it'll be wet, but hopefully it'll be sunny. Wind is only supposed to be like 4 or 5 miles an hour tomorrow, so it's not not going to be a factor. So basically take camp down while it's pretty nice, pack up the car and head for home. It's about a 4.5 hour drive from here to get home, so if I'm out of here by 4, that still gets me home at about 8:30 or so. Have to stop somewhere and and grab something to eat somewhere. But so, you know, 9 o'clock-ish. If I manage to get out of here by 4, then I can get a refund on that night's camping. So 4 is what's going to get me home at a reasonable hour, and 4 is what's going to get me $17 back for the one night's camping. So that's kind of my target. Not sure how long it's going to take me to tear everything down, but allow myself at least 2 hours, maybe 3. And if I don't stop and take a lot of pictures and stuff like that, it shouldn't be too bad. Try to get some things organized tonight, make it a little bit quicker. See what happens. So that is currently the plan for tomorrow. Turning my 4-night trip into a 3-nighter. But again, kind of rolling with the weather, and yeah, there's not really much sense staying over another night. Putting up with having to pack up in the snow in the morning, even a little bit of snow, when Friday's not supposed to be a very nice day anyway. So originally, when I was talking about staying until Friday, the forecast was a heck of a lot better, but it's taken a turn for the worse, and so there's really no reason to stay that extra
it's
night.
It's 9:45. Boy, I started getting ready a lot earlier than that. It just takes a long time. Since the last talk to you, let's see, I talked to you during dinner. Well, I got to enjoy the campfire for a little while. I burned all the wood I had, which was a better part of 2 bundles. Let's see. Had some hot chocolate and a cookie. Oh, sorry, but it is my bedtime. Let's see, packed everything up, put it in the car, and put everything in the tent that I needed in the tent, and here we are. That didn't take long to get you caught up. So, video-wise, this hasn't been a very interesting day. I guess in all ways. In other ways, it wasn't a very interesting day either. Yeah, it had its moments. I particularly enjoyed going to the mill, hiking around there a little bit, getting some photos. So, that was the highlight of the day. Oh, and seeing the photograph from the swans would have been the second highlight of the day. So yeah, still talking 70% chance of snow tomorrow night with a low of 15 degrees, and cloudy skies on Friday. So I'm still thinking of bugging out of here tomorrow. I'll see what the forecast says tomorrow. Turns out too that the 38 degrees isn't going to happen until fairly late in the day tomorrow. So if I pack up about noontime, it's still going to be below freezing. But at least it won't be 15 degrees and fresh snow. So, yeah. Like I said, I'll probably wait until sometime early afternoon before I actually start packing up. So at least I get a little bit warmer. Get to spend a lot of the morning photographing and doing more stuff, taking advantage of the sunshine when it happens. Supposed to get down to 18 tonight. I got my 15-degree bag. I have my liner inside it because I know this doesn't get me down to 15 anymore. And I got my thick, they're basically long johns, but I wear them as pajamas. So I think that's about all I have to say tonight. So I forgot about the part about burning a hole in my chair. Almost burning a hole in my snow pants. While I was up and seeing to other things, there was a explosion from the fire, and I could start smelling something burning, and I couldn't figure out what. I almost sat down in my chair, and then something made me look at the chair, and there were two burning embers, smoldering embers, sitting in my chair, melting a couple of holes. If I'd sat down, I would have burnt my snow pants too. Anyway, I got rid of them, so I have two holes in my chair. Didn't seem to make any difference to how the chair works. So that was my excitement for today. Pretty exciting stuff, huh? So with that, I'll bid you a very fond bon nuit. Good Thursday morning. About 7 o'clock. About 22 degrees. Feels like temperature is 13. I got a little bit chilly last night, so I ended up throwing the blanket on. That helped a lot. But I did use the water bottles, hot water bottles, inside the tent, or inside the sleeping bag last night, so my feet at least stayed nice and warm. So anyway, I gotta get up. Well guys, it's a little bit after noon, and I'm all packed up and ready to hit the road. Despite what you see right now, the sunshine has not really materialized. We just have a little blue patch over us right now, but clouds to the west still. We've had a few breaks like this, but nothing like I was led to believe. On top of that, the wind, which was supposed to subside overnight, seems to have picked up today. At least there's some really bad gusts that keep coming up. So it isn't all as great of a day as what I was led to believe it was going to be by your trustworthy weatherman again. So anyway, yeah, not the best of days, so I'm going to hit the road a little bit early. I'm going to drive slowly out of the park,
look for more picture opportunities. But for the most part, this is done. I'm going to stop by the office and check out so I can get my $17 back for tonight. And yeah, I'm going to hit the road, heading for home. Going to take the scenic route, which hopefully will yield a few more picture opportunity photo ops for me. And so it might take me about 5 hours to get home, depending on how often I stop for pictures, of course. It's been a good trip. Won't complain about it. Awfully strange for a end of March trip to have this much snow and this much cold and that, but hey, I wanted another winter trip this year, so I kind of got one. Got what I asked for. So hopefully my next camping trip will be more of a spring trip. Probably won't get out until May, I'm thinking. So hopefully by then this weather will have straightened out. Anyway, had a good time. But it's time to hit the road and call it quits. And of course, if I get any more photos, I'll share them at the end of the video, as I usually do. So, talk to you later. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you down the road, or see you on the trail. Bye.